Welcome to the Gauteng Invitational. We are at the quarterfinal stages here at St. David's Pool. St. David's Ananda, that is. In this do or die encounter, we have the Joburg Dolphins against their TUKS rivals, TUKS University. Both teams stacked with talent. The Dolphins comprising of some older, more experienced national players, whilst the TUKS University side is full of young, upcoming talent trying to wrestle their way onto the national scene. As we observe the swim-off, TUKS come away with possession, looking for options up front. The Joburg Dolphins side using a press defense and a ladder off the wing. Time is running out here for TUKS. Try and formulate a shot on goal. There's an entry pass into hold and a good steal at the back from the number 13 from Joburg Dolphins. It's Megan Seleno actually. Ball up the left-hand side. There's a drive coming through the center. Options not forthcoming, and Chloe Meacham fires one from the outside, and it's tipped onto the post by Kelly Ford. TUKS side setting up in the front court, pass into the center, laddering down was Sasha Delaray with a steal to assist Ruby Versveld, as Chloe Meacham now moves the ball upfield into the front court. Options all around. The zone defense from TUKS. Chloe Meacham once again. Pass to Megan Seleno. There's 5 seconds left, so a shot or an entry pass. Entry pass is good, but so is the zone defense. As we see TUKS moving up the pool. There's some driving through the center from Ilza Saudi. Fake on the perimeter, pass into the center. There's a turn, which amounts to nothing with the ladder defense from the Dolphins wing. And Danny Pisoni, the goalkeeper, in possession. Assessing her options. There's nothing much going on the counter. Both teams just sussing each other out. Quite cagey at the moment. Once the teams have established themselves and figured out what the opposition is doing, they should be changing the tactics, but at the moment Ruby Versveld is the option on the front row. Nothing going again. Once again, the ladder zone defense working quite well for TUKS. TUKS are a player down on the attack as they subbed in transition, so Dolphins have an extra player on defense. They opt for the full press front mark, trying to squeeze the ball and slow down the movement of the ball and force the fouls. Shot from outside 6 goes wide. Danny Pisoni not worried at all, not bothered at all by that. She looks to thread the ball up forward to Ruby Versveld. It's a risky pass, but Versveld manages to draw a foul. And Dolphins have 17 seconds on the shot clock. Versveld is a formidable shooter from the outside. And Ruby lets fire shortly. There it is, and it's in the back of the net. That's Ruby Versveld, the number 9 from the Joburg Dolphins. Given time and space, that's the end result. Good faking and sliding to the left-hand side, drawing the goalkeeper across the frame of the cage and nestling the ball in the bottom right-hand corner. So here we are, it's 1-0 to the Dolphins. 4 minutes and 25 seconds left of this first chukker in the quarterfinal. TUKS pulling a second set on the front line, presenting themselves with the second target. Ball goes in, it's a good entry pass. And an exclusion drawn. Well done to TUKS. They now have a 20-second period in which they can try and capitalize on a 6-on-5 scenario. 6 attackers against 5 defenders. TUKS using a 3-3 formation. Shot from the outside doesn't reach the goal. So Danny Pisoni is in full control, looking for an outlet pass. "17 seconds, Selena in possession. She finds the experienced hands of Kelsey White, who fakes, looks for the entry pass to Ruby Versveld, and that's also drawn an exclusion. So Dolphins have their opportunity to capitalize on the power play. They have 20 seconds. The ball moving on the hand swiftly and accurately is often the key. Cross pass right over. And Mia with a shot that gets blocked. So both teams struggling on their extra man play so far. It's often the case in the first chukker. A bit of nerves. Unfamiliar with the opposition defensive tactics. And figure themselves a way around it, as TUKS have set up a triple centre forward scenario on the front line, and the zone is effective from the Dolphins team as the shot is directed directly towards Danny Pisoni. Kaylee Jacobs in possession finds Kelsey Thompson on the right hand side, and Kelsey Thompson and Megan Schooling exchange passes while Megan goes on the drive. There's an exclusion drawn by Annie Thornton-Dibb. So Megan, my apologies, Ashley Richardson finds herself in the corner for 20 seconds. Good movement from Dolphins on their extra man play. A shot well saved by Kelly Ford. TUKS advancing the ball forwards, trying to draw the goalkeeper. Nothing much going on, but there is a double centre forward scenario for TUKS. It draws a split zone defense from Dolphins, and the shot is well saved by Danny Pisoni as the possession hooter sounds. Dolphins adopting a slow counter approach here, whilst TUKS are streaming back on defense to try and double mark or triple mark the centre forward position. They're very, very well aware of Ruby Versveld's talent and ability to score action goals from the centre. Kelsey Thompson finds Chloe Meacham, who fires one off, and it's really well blocked by Gemma Weppelman. Ball once again up the left-hand side for TUKS. It's not a usual strategy. Normally the ball moves up the right-hand side, but there's a good entry pass, and Kelsey Thompson is very well equipped to play at the back. She steals the ball quite easily as Mia Lazidis is streaming up the left-hand side, and she finds Ruby Versveld on the cross pass. And that's Kelly Ford with the clutch save. Excellent saving technique from Kelly Ford, diving across the frame of the cage and almost angling backwards, almost into the goal, and saving the ball and using the upright as another defender and able to trap the ball at the same time. And up front, TUKS have won the benefit of Kelly Ford's wonderful save by earning a penalty on the front line. So Tia Caswell earned the penalty and has earned herself the right to take the glory here with an incredible shot nestled into the right-hand corner with 4 seconds to go. TUKS have drawn level. The score is 1-1, and Chloe Meacham goes for the audacious with a 20-meter shot. Well saved by Kelly Ford. So there we are, 1-1. That's how it stands in this quarterfinal between TUKS and Joburg Dolphins. Stay tuned for the following 3 installments. And we're off. Second chukker, TUKS versus the Joburg Dolphins. The score is 1-1 at this stage. The Dolphins finding their way into this quarterfinal by winning their pool, whilst TUKS succeeded in a playoff against the Rangers from Cape Town, and Ilza Sadia draws an exclusion in the centre forward position. TUKS moving the ball fairly quickly. Pass going awry, and Emily van Heerden needs to go fetch it. And the shot coming from Caitlin McMurray. Bata in possession, and the pass goes over Caitlin McMurray. Final pass. Pressed is Megan Foster, unable to come up with the goods there. Chloe Meacham in possession. She finds the left-hander, Kieran Paley. Kieran Paley and Chloe Meacham, very experienced players, exchanging the ball against the zone defence and looking for a final shot. One more shot to Georgie Cope, and the left-hander fires one off, which is well saved by Kelly Ford. Incredible reflexes. Joburg Dolphins using 2 centre forwards on the front line. Jen Everett and Ruby Fersfeld, both tough customers. Jen Everett goes for the shot, gets the rebound, gets the ball back onto her hand. Kieran Paley looks for Anna Thornton Dibb on the right wing, but there's still 8 seconds to go of this possession, so Joburg Dolphins had plenty time to utilize. Fortunately, the lob not quite up to the task, and Caitlin McMurray carries the ball forward up the right-hand side for TUKS. Ilza Saudi setting up on the 2-meter line in the centre, and Tia Caswell on the drive as Caitlin McMurray finds a way around the defender. They can't squeeze the ball into the near corner. Danny Pisoni, very experienced. Most goalkeepers are coached to cover their short corner first. And as the ball goes up to Georgia Cope, Chloe Meacham has found space on the left-hand side and well tracked back by Mbata. Almost an M zone being adopted by TUKS here. And the pass into the centres too far away, and Jenny Everett can't do anything with it. Mbata drops back and steals. This TUKS side very fit, moving up and down the pool, in control of their transitional defense and pushing the tempo on the counter. Once again, ball into the center, and the zone defense does its job. Much slower approach on the counter-attack from Dolphins. More measured approach. Georgia Cope in possession. She finds the ball into the center. And Kieran Paley adjudicated to be holding the costume. And possession is reversed. So TUKS are up on attack with Ilza Southey in possession. She finds Mbata on the right-hand side. He finds Caitlin McMurray. Back to Southey. Caswell on the drive, and Mbata on the drive as well. She's free, and unfortunately just loses her grip on shot. Ball spills out to safety from the perspective of the Joburg Dolphins. And Georgie Cope in possession. The Dolphins with two left-handers in their team, both very useful on attack. It's a useful tool to have, whilst TUKS also have two left-handers in Caitlin McMurray, who's just been excluded right now, trying to defend against Ruby Versveld. Ball moving across the face of the goal. Chloe Meacham finding space on the right-hand side. Meg Salino in possession. She finds Kelsey White. Shot on goal comes off the post. Fortunately, bounces off Ilza Southey's head into Kelly Ford's clutches. Kelly Ford distributing up the right-hand side to Caitlin McMurray, who finds her way infield. She's a left-hander with a powerful shot. She's managed to find a pass into the centre, but Georgie Cope has read that from a mile back and tracked all the way down from the right wing on attack to stealing the ball on the 2 meters. So that's a 23-meter transitional defensive role from Georgie Cope, which is incredible work. That's the sort of thing that we'd like to see at this level. Kelsey White in possession on the left-hand side. Megan Saleno setting up in a second centre position, whilst Annie Thornton-Dibb wrestles her way on the right post. Georgie Cope looking to fire one off with 1 second to go. As that happens, Caitlin McMurray's read the clock, and Meg Salino has picked up the rebound and thrown it into the goal. So fortuitous for Dolphins. Kelly Ford doing all the hard work, covering the shot, and unfortunately the defenders in front of her not alert to where the ball was landing, and it just gave Dolphins an easy goal. Sometimes in the coaching circles, those are referred to as garbage goals. They're the kind of goals you can't plan for in your defensive setup and things like that. So Dolphins benefiting from one of those as we see the ball going into the centre. Weppelman turns Salino, and it's a penalty. Extremely good work from Jenna Weppelman. Great pass from Caitlin McMurray. Immediate spin and transfer from Weppelman. And Tia Caswell has the opportunity to draw TUKS level. Shot on goal. Danny Pisoni, she's a mind reader. She's an enigma. She saved about 5 penalties in this tournament alone. She must be right up there in the penalty saving stats. She's read that really well, and Tia Caswell has to track back while Dolphins have an opportunity. Ball move to Mio Lazidis. It's gone into the center. It's a simple foul for Kato Shaughnessy, and possession is turned over. TUKS moving the ball, advancing the ball upfield. Dolphins using a left wing zone defense. The shot will probably come incorrect. There's a high ball thrown over the top, and Meg Salino's read it really well. It's a 50-50 pass on most days. If it comes off, it looks spectacular, but if it doesn't, it simply gives away possession too easily. Riley Rogers has found Chloe Meacham, who's found Mia Lazidis. Mia Lazidis has faked 3 times, slid to the left and slid it into the right-hand corner. That's a spectacular shot. That's the second time they've managed to find the back of the net from the outside, and on both occasions, good body position, good faking and sliding towards the left-hand side, around the defenders and finding the bottom right-hand corner off the water. So Joburg Dolphins showing their experience here. Just defending really well back-to-back, and the penalty save has definitely got something to do with it. Caitlin McMurray looking for some purchase in the center, but Caitlin O'Shaughnessy's got her on clamps. Shot comes from Tia Caswell. Off the water, good first-time shot. Danny Pisoni, the master of her own cage. Very well saved as Riley Rogers fakes, finds Chloe Meacham. Patient play from Joburg Dolphins. They're looking for options. Meg Salino on the drive, creating space, removing one of the zone defenders, and Riley Rogers has an option that goes into the center forward, and that's Ruby Fesveld with a step off. Unfortunately, it's gone sailing over the top, but enterprising play from Joburg Dolphins. They're adopting a press defense in a hurry right now. There's only 11 seconds left of the clock, so they don't want to give away soft fouls, nor do they want to allow a shot from the outside, and Tia Caswell earns a foul from the outside, but unfortunately rushes the shot. So there we are, 3-1 it is to the Joburg Dolphins against TUKS. Welcome back. TUKS winning the swim-off. The foul on the outside. Shooting option. Jenna Weppelman finding Ilza Southey in the center. Meg Schooling or Celino struggling to deal with what Ilza Southey is doing when she turns the ball on the inside water. But fortunately, Ruby Versveld is there to come down on the ladder defense. Kelsey White finds Mia Lazidis on the right-hand side. Meg Selena up front in the hole, and Ruby Versveld and Kelsey White have space, but Mia Lazidis has drawn an exclusion, so it's an extra man play or power play. Joburg Dolphins getting a little muddled. They've set 5 players on the front line, and that doesn't matter because Kelsey White has time and space, and she's slid to the left-hand side around the blocker and squeezed the ball into the bottom left-hand corner. So all is well that ends well for Dolphins. They're a little muddled on that extra man or extra player situation. They were able to capitalize. TUKS are going to need to find something here. They need to find the back of the net as they'll fall 1 down at this stage, and the game potentially looking like it could run away from them. A shot off the crossbar. Weppelman jumps at it, but Danny Pisoni's aware and alert and agile enough to retrieve the ball quite safely. And Sasha Delaray on the drive for the Dolphins, just advancing the ball up field, forcing Weppelman to commit on defense. The zone defense still the option for TUKS. As Kelsey White finds the back of the net again. That's 2 from 2 for her. 2 attacks, 2 goals, both shots off the water. And Kelsey White's not the kind of player that you want to leave with space and time. So Malcolm Ackerman's going to potentially have to re-look at the zone defense and how deep they're defending, especially when it comes to shooters like Kelsey White. Unfortunately, no pressure on the shooter results in an action goal from the perimeter. Van Heerden drawing the foul, finding Weppelman. Weppelman moving the ball right across to Kelly Carpenter, who plays for a foul. There's 2 centers set up on the front line. Van Heerden looking for Ilza Southey, who's gone for a turn. Loses possession, but still maintains or earns her team a foul. With 4 seconds left, that foul is not much value, to be honest. She has to play the ball back outwards to the perimeter, and doesn't result in much. Ruby Versveld gets the early entry pass from Mia Lazidis from about halfway line and earns her team an extra player scenario. Joburg Dolphins finding a way upfield, and the pass goes to Ruby Versveld. Fortunately, she spills it. She was wide open on the post, so good vision from Mia Lazidis. Unlucky on the outcome. Weppelman in possession. She's deadly from the outside. That left hand is an absolute weapon. She finds possession. She's trying to work for a foul from outside 6, and here's the shot. She climbs and finds the bottom right-hand corner. That's just what TUKS needed. Jenna Weppelman doing what she does best, finding the back of the net. A host of changes and substitutions for both teams. Very few substitutions in the first 4.5 minutes of that chukker. So both coaches using the dead time wisely to rotate players, get some fresh bodies in the pool. Emma Spronk finding Kaylee Jacobs. Emma Spronk with possession again. It's a 3-man zone off the top. The shot is well blocked by Ash Richardson. Kelly Ford searches for an outlet. She finds Caitlin McMurray on the halfway line. Kate McMurray finding Ash Richardson again. Ash Richardson looking for options, and there's not much going on in the center position as Tia Caswell is actually twisting and turning, and she manages to get to the ball, and Lazidis is out for 20 seconds. TUKS on a prime opportunity to score another goal on this extra player situation and get to within 2 goals of Joburg Dolphins. Georgia with a shot from the outside. There seems to be some confusion here. Shot came off the goalkeeper's hands. It didn't go dead. The hooter went for the 20-second possession, which is not possible because the ball has gone off the goalkeeper. So TUKS hypothetically have a full new 20 seconds. Possibly fortuitously for the Joburg Dolphins, that 20 seconds is up and they are allowed to bring their excluded player back into the pool. So it's a 6-on-6 defensive play, which results in Dolphins retrieving the ball. Riley Rogers pushing up the pool. She's going to go for the cross cage shot. Really good movement from her and drew the goalkeeper across the front of the cage. Came off the crossbar, so Kelly Ford pushes the ball upfield to Caitlin McMurray, and there's a set in the center as we see Lauren Fox working hard on the 2-meter line and Tia Caswell driving down as well as Caitlin McMurray. There's 4 players setting up on the 2-meter line. And Ash Richardson going for the lob over the top. It's a split game at the moment, and this is exactly what Jen Everett wants. She's got a one-on-one early entry pass on the center, and that's an action goal for Jen, and those are the scenarios that she looks for. She's formidable on that 2-meter line, 1v1. The shot from TUKS going sailing over the top means that the ball went back into the pool and is zipped upfield to Georgia, to Riley Rogers, and an easy action goal. Ash Richardson in possession, looking for options, and it comes off the post. Kaylee Jacobs over to Georgie Cope. She's a left-hander. She's rushed her shot. Had plenty of time. Just maybe fumbled the ball and thought that she needed to fire one off pretty quickly. So we see Ash Richardson carrying the ball up the left-hand side. There's an extra player, but the switch defense covers it. Ash Richardson looking for the shot over the top. TUKS potentially rushing their attacks, feeling the pressure of being 4 goals down. Scoreboard pressure does crazy things to your thought process, and Joburg Dolphins just slowing the game down, playing it to their own tempo, using their full attacks. Ball into the center for Jen Everett. She draws the exclusion. Calculated and intelligent play from Dolphins. They will move the ball around here, ideally on the hand. Celino to Cope. Cope back to Celino. To Rogers. And Rogers using that left hand to good effect, finding the bottom right-hand corner. So TUKS pretty much feeling the pressure at the moment. They're now 5 goals down, and when it comes to decision-making, utilizing possession and making good passes and good decisions is not quite there for them at the moment. Being pressured into hurried decisions and inaccurate passes. And on the other side of the fence, you've got Joburg Dolphins, who are just controlling every facet of defense as well as attack. And Megan Selena doing what she does best, and that's controlling the center position with the easy steal. Ilza Saudi hoping for an exclusion, which didn't come. Georgia Cope in possession. Patience is the key. There's an entry pass, and Jen Everett is adjudicated or adjudged to be holding Georgie Strachan illegally as the ball enters the center position. So TUKS are on the burn. They're up the pool, and Mbata's making strides forward as she loops all the way around to the wing, and Selena has to switch across. O'Shaughnessy comes back to try and help as well, but Weppelman is free, and so is Strachan, and Weppelman moves the ball across the pool and finds a shot which is easily blocked by Georgie Cope. Selena in possession, under pressure, but finds Danny Pisoni, who moves the ball to safety to Caitlin O'Shaughnessy. And that's the end of the third. It was fairly cagey at half-time, and Joburg Dolphins have shown their pedigree. They've scored 3 unanswered goals in that chukker and are now in full control at 7-2. One more chukker to go in this incredible quarterfinal. Please stay tuned for the final installment. And here we go. Malcolm Ackerman, otherwise known as the Gambler. He's going to roll the dice right now. His team is 5 goals down. He's the coach of TUKS. He's going to have to come up with something special. He's a man with lots of ideas, great strategist. Calm demeanor on the side of the pool. Mbata streaks away as she challenges Mia Lazidis for possession, and Mia Lazidis gets there first. Winning the swim-off, crucial to this game, means you're likely to have an extra attack within the same chukker, which is always a useful thing because it means the opposition doesn't have the ball while you have it, so they can't score. Selena with a shot. It's 3 fakes, and she finds the left-hand side of the goal. So the Dolphins are very, very comfortable now with the TUKS defense in the first chukker. The TUKS zone had the Dolphins a little flustered, but now the shots are going in from the outside and they're in full control. Weppelman finding Emily Van Heerden, back to Weppelman, who turns inside water. Foul and shot scenario here. She's going to do what she does best. She climbs high, and unfortunately the ball sails over the top, but good technique from Jenna Weppelman as Lazidis finds Kieran Paley, who's gone for the pass to Kelsey Thompson in the center. It was the right idea, just a little too short. TUKS pushing forward. Ilza Saudi always a threat in the center position. Her and Meg Selena are having a fine old time there in the center, fighting for position As Weppelman draws a foul, there could be a shot from the outside, and Butter has possession on the right-hand side. She goes for the lob. Danny Pisoni with perfect technique. And Kelsey White carrying the ball up the left-hand side. Lazidis finding space on the left, and Weppelman's going to have to cover that as Ruby Versveld works to receive the pass into the center. Right idea from Lazidis. And upfield, ball into the center. Shot fired away by Emily Van Heerden. Dolphins opting to sub in transition here. You'll see in your bottom right-hand corner, two swimmers coming to the edge of the pool as the flying substitution. And the ball is almost thrown away. That's a poor pass, but Meg Selena is able to wrestle possession back. Options for Mia Lazidis. She tries to play for the foul, and Jenna Weppelman's very wise to that tactic. Steals the ball quite easily. Ball moving up the pool through Megan Foster. Chloe Meacham now been assigned duty to Ilza Southey in the center, and Van Heerden draws a foul on the right-hand side. Goes for a lob again. TUKS are running out of options at the moment. It's pretty tough out there. Dolphins have the personnel to adopt a full press defense, and the ball's gone into the center forward position to Ruby Versveld, and Butter has to go rest for 20 seconds. In she goes to the naughty corner, and Kieran Paley looks to work the ball across to the other side of the pool. Chloe Meacham in control, as is Georgia Cope. Back to Kieran Paley. Short pass to Sasha Delaray on the post. Enterprising play from Dolphins, but equally good defense, especially from Ilza Southey, who's now earned herself a well-earned break. And TUKS advance up the pool as Lauren Fox joins the party. Jenna Weppelman in control, in possession. She's inside 6, so no shot available. Caitlin McMurray looking for options. McMurray again, she fires one away, and it slides wide of the left upright. Dolphins in cruise control here. Just moving the ball around without any pressure, and they find Ruby Versveld again, who's comes up with a trademark back shot. That shot is world-renowned. We've seen it in the UK, we've seen it in South Africa, and we've seen it on the world stage at the World Champs. It's certainly her go-to if she's given the space and time, and that'll certainly make the highlights package. So 9-1. Sorry, my apologies. 9 plays 2 as Dolphins are in cruise control towards the end of this quarterfinal. Experience playing a major part here. TUKS stacked with young talent. Dolphins reaping the benefit of just maybe a little bit more know-how and nous in the darker arts of the game. Weppelman in possession. She has the foul. Shot is certain to come. Up she goes. And Danny Pisoni, reading the shot coming, is walked out almost to the 2-meter line and makes an incredible save off the water. There's experience for you as well. Danny Pisoni applying her trade over in the US. Come back especially for this tournament to appear for the Dolphins. And Georgia Cope's looking for a shooting option. She finds the center position, and Caitlin O'Shaughnessy's reversed for holding on to the costume. And Caitlin McMurray uses that opportunity to turn and burn, and she's streaking up the right-hand side of the pool as Van Heerden is looking for options. She finds Caitlin McMurray, who fires one away, and that's an incredible goal. That's Caitlin McMurray at her best. driving all the way from the 2 meter. She was at the back there, right in front of her own goal. She drove the entire pool, caught the ball on the hand and took a first-time shot. And credit must also go to that incredible pass from Emily van Heerden to pass the ball 15-odd meters on a cross pass to land on a left-hander who's on the drive. Takes quite some doing. So well done, TUKS. That's the young, vibrant, exciting talent that we have in this TUKS team. Unfortunately, haven't been able to put it together in this game, but there's an illustration of what they're capable of. So 9-3 it is. Not much time left of possession, and Emily van Heerden is sparked to life as she's doing all the work for TUKS at the moment. Shot from Georgia Cope gets parried over by Kelly Ford. So 22nd corner, 22nd attack. Georgie Cope finding shot again, and that really is good interplay between Georgie Cope and Chloe Meacham. 3 or 4 passes, shifting the defense, shifting the goalkeeper, and once again, if you look at the highlights of that goal, straight on the hand, onto the left hand, immediately shot at the bottom left hand corner and clips the post as it goes in. So exciting goals, box office goals from both teams as we wind down to the final 2 minutes, and Caitlin McMurray finds Tia Caswell in the center. It's an exclusion. Kaylee Jacobs is sent to the naughty corner, and TUKS have a chance to work an extra player situation. Unfortunately, Georgie Strachan doesn't quite get right up to the ball. She finds Tia Caswell. Tia Caswell limited in terms of time and angle, and manages to find the cross cage corner. That's world-class stuff. 1 fake, 2 fake, draw the goalkeeper inside, draw the defender inside, and shoot at the cross cage. So TUKS finding their voice, so to speak, and finding their mojo, which is great to see. Well, the game is pretty much done, and their hopes for making a semi-final are dashed. They still show their quality. Still using his own defense. Sasha Delaray looking for options. There's a drive from Kaylee Jacobs. Caitlin O'Shaughnessy looking to make a pass, and Jenny Everett is adjudged to be inside the 2 meter, which means TUKS have possession. 1 minute 15 seconds. They'll probably have 2 more attacks in this match. If they can grab 2 goals on those 2 attacks, it would certainly do a lot to fix the scoreline, so to speak. Shot from the outside by Georgie Strachan. Goes wide. Riley Rogers, the 3rd left-hander in this Joburg Dolphins team. It's incredible to have 3 left-handers. Some teams can barely find one, and Joburg Dolphins fairly fortunate in that respect as Caitlin O'Shaughnessy shoots the ball over the top. TUKS still pushing hard on the counter. Tia Caswell moving up the pool fairly quickly, as is Caitlin McMurray. We've still got some gas in the tank. Georgie Strachan, no one around her, given acres of space. She goes for a second shot in consecutive possessions. This time Danny Pisoni has possession. She's actually swimming up the pool. Looks like she's going to take a speculator from the outside. It comes off the water, and Kelly Ford traps it as that brings an end to the game. Joburg Dolphins advance to the semi-finals, whilst TUKS will regather and re-strategize and try and work their way into the playoff position and try and earn themselves a 5th place. Thank you for joining us at the Gauteng Invitational Water Polo Tournament. It's been incredible polo, some incredible action goals, and well done to the athletes. Please stay tuned and join us for the rest of the tournament.